Hi, everyone. All right, let's start the meeting. Okay, so the reason that I call this meeting is so that we can discuss which way we want to adapt to write this paper, right? So you guys are suggesting that some two, one or two, or two, like two or three volunteers could go through the literature and pull the studies, like about 4 to 5 studies, and then, sorry, I'm sorry, 200 studies or something, and then we can just go from there. All right. Okay. So what do you suggest? What do you guys suggest? Like, what what way that you think that will be doable for you guys if we have like 2 or 3 volunteers who would go through the entire literature and then pull some studies for everybody to take the data from. So any suggestions? The person who gave the suggestion, are they here on this meeting? I think it was Abhishek, right?
Yes.
Yes. So do you think you guys can talk, you can, because I want to have a discussion. So like, what is your suggestion? How do you suggest that we begin?
To be honest,
Mhm.
even in the chat, I was not kind of suggesting. I just went through the recording
Mhm.
of the prior meeting,
Mhm.
and during that, I think Daniel, he was asking the similar thing, which like a query which I would
Mhm.
have if I would have been in the meeting.
Right.
The only reason is because for me or even for him, the thought process was that how do we do if we don't have the same pool
Mhm.
of the papers? So my
Right, right,
question was that how do we do that? I'm
right,
not suggesting to go through the more tedious path. I
right,
want
right.
to learn the easier one, which
No,
you're
that's okay.
suggesting.
That's okay. No, no, it's actually
Yeah.
we can go through that one as well. Because I think some people do have a little bit of confusion of, I mean, on how to begin writing. So that could help out in a way that if you have 60 to 70 studies to take from, so it'll be easier for you to probably just, have the data or the information already available, so you can take the whatever chunk of part you want to from that specific study. So what we can do is we can have 4 people go through the literature search and what and just like eliminate some of the studies and the duplicates and all that and come up with a pool of studies. Hopefully not more than 60, because those 60 studies will become the references, right? And we can't go beyond 60. But when we are listing the references at the bottom of the paper, it needs to be 60 for narrative reviews. Mostly some journals do allow 80, but not more than that. So whatever information we're writing in our paper need to be from those 60 papers. So is anyone from the ones who are on this meeting, are you guys, do you want to volunteer to go through the literature and then make a drive link with all of the studies? Okay, one, it could be you.
I can do that.
I could help out with the keywords that and everything. And one thing, you will have to go through all of the sections. All right. Okay. Yusuf, do you have a question, or are you saying that you want to volunteer? I think you want to volunteer.
I have a question.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
Uh, why don't we use the same inclusion and exclusion criteria,
Mhm.
and like each one of us gets assigned specific numbers of papers, and we go
Mhm.
through it?
Yeah, that's what I'm actually coming down to. That you could pick out a section, and then all of the studies that are relevant to that specific section, you can pull that in on a drive link, or anywhere you feel you guys is convenient for you all to access. So, but we would need that data to be, or the studies to be pulled in like about 3 to 4 days tops, so everybody can start writing it and we don't delay it further, right? So let me just share my screen and just walk through a little bit through the proposal and see what sections you guys might be facing some issues, I'm guessing. And let me just see. Okay, so this is the proposal document, right? This is, each one of this section is going to actually be selected by each of you, and you will write that. And I have mentioned here how many words should be written in each of the sections, so there is no confusion. And I think I did mention that each section should not have more than 6 to 7 references. It could have more, but those ones could be repeated from any other section. That would be better because we would have just 60 studies to take from. Okay. So I think for starters, what we can do is everybody can choose a specific section they want to write. And I could add as a poll. And I think some of the sections could use two volunteers, probably like section three. I think section three maybe could use two volunteers, or section five because it has, I mean, more words. I think five and six can use two volunteers. Okay, so let me just add this as a poll to the group, and you guys can choose from it. Meanwhile, I think the best way to begin would be to take each section and go through the literature out there and use PubMed. Do not use Google Scholar. I think PubMed will have more credible sources or articles. So use PubMed and go through each of these section, each of these keywords, renal outcomes associated with, or like cardiovascular outcomes. So make it specific, and I think this way we can come up with at least 5 to 6 studies per section, and then we can go from there, right? Let's do that. So I have 2 volunteers right now. Anyone else who wants to volunteer, who is on this meeting right now, other than
Yeah, I don't mind.
Abhishek and you?
I don't mind.
Okay, so we have, okay, got it. All right, good. So if I had to set a deadline, would like 3 days be enough for you guys to go through the literature and pull up the studies? 3 days, right? Okay, so it's 14th, right? So, okay, so right, 17th will work for you guys? Okay, good, let's do that. And do you have any questions regarding it? I want to clear all of you. Go ahead, go ahead.
Absolutely. So, we would need the inclusion and exclusion criteria
Mhm.
even when we are getting like extracting just
Right,
5 to 6 papers per section, right?
per section, yeah.
Also, when if we are like 4 people doing that, then do you think it will be better for 4 of us to distribute like either 2 or 3 of the sections,
Yes.
which we can do
Yeah.
at least like 6 for them with the inclusion and exclusion criteria, but with the
Right.
same, yeah.
Mhm, mhm. I think it's better that way because we have about, I think, 10 or 11 sections. And I think it's better if you decide like within you guys, like which ones to, but it's important, just make sure that you do include the primary researches, the randomized control trials, clinical trials, observational studies. It's important because we need to add some sort of investigative angle to the research somewhere. In at least in each section, we need to add that. Except for method section, you do not need to add any studies or any references in the methods or the conclusion, but all the others should and must have primary researchers, right? And there's one thing that once you're going through these primary researches, you'll see how the introduction section is pretty similar. They're not talking about their specific paper in the introduction section. It is quite similar to any other paper out there because that is same pathophysiology, everything is same. So you can take one paper or just one systematic review or one narrative review that is extensively talking about our topic or something that is even remotely similar to our topic and reuse that throughout the paper. So that could become the main reference that everybody uses throughout the paper, right? So because even the people who have published similar studies out there before us, they have repeatedly taken information from the same exact papers, right? So we can do the same thing. The inclusion criteria, I will write it down and I will send in the group, but I'm just going to discuss it as well. The inclusion criteria is we do not take information from editorials, comments, case reports, right? Any abstracts that do not have a full article published, anything that is not in English language, which is obvious. For narrative review, I think this is the only exclusion criteria, and the other is all of the studies that are not that do not have the keywords that we have laid down for our research. So that instantly becomes the part of the exclusion criteria. And the inclusion criteria is obviously any research that is a primary research, whether it's randomized control trials or prospective or retrospective cohort studies, comparative studies, systematic reviews, narrative reviews, meta-analysis, all of these are the inclusion criteria along with the mesh terms or the keywords. How about I also share the keywords or the mesh terms with you guys? I think it'll be easier for you to navigate PubMed using those. So let me just share the methods, the inclusion criteria, the exclusion criteria, and the mesh terms. Right, so the target is 60 to 65 studies. And I think it's best that if we target the last decade or just last 15 years, right? From 2010 to, so you don't have to go all the way in the early 2000s or the 80s or the 90s because there are a lot of papers there. But if you feel that there are some papers that are somehow talking about this specific topic from a really good angle, do let me know. We might be able to navigate around that in some way, but I think for now, just keep the last 15 years in mind. All right. So we do not need to go beyond that. Right. So I will write all of this down and send on the group. So you guys can begin. And so we have 4 people who will be volunteering for that. Okay, good. So will anyone of you share the link, the drive link where you will be uploading all of the studies or what, or just a Google Docs with all of the links for each study?
Okay.
Mhm,
Yeah. So I think there was an answer with a
mhm,
question. So whenever we extract any of the papers, you said
mhm.
the primary research.
Yeah.
So do we need to make like the Google like the Excel sheets, the sheet things, which had all the specifications that this is the name of the article, this is DOI, this is the type of the study, or something like that? Because whenever we extract, or just we need
Mhm.
to add the name of the article, that's that. Because you say that we need to add the
You know
primary
what? If
research,
you
like
guys if you guys do the Excel thing, it'll be really complicated for you guys. So just take
absolutely.
out the link, put it on the Google Docs, and share that with everybody else. So whoever needs to go through who's writing their specific section. But yeah, let's do this. That use these sections. Okay, these sections could become the headings, and underneath each of the section, just add their specific links that you felt that this specific study was relevant to section 5 or section 4, right? So just add the links underneath that specific section. That is the most important part. So whoever is, for instance, writing section 6, they just need to go through those 6 to 7 papers and take out whatever information they feel is necessary, right? They can also use any of the other references from any of the other sections because you can reuse. Obviously, you can reuse the references, right? So, but the major ones or the primary ones will remain these. How about how many sections do we have? Let me just wait. We have 11 sections, right? So this is going to be a very section 11 does not require a lot of references, but so all in all we have 10 sections, right? So I think 5 to 6, yeah, six studies per section will be more than enough. In my opinion, I think yeah. Okay, let's just keep that. 6 to 7 studies. Later on, we can alter it any way that we feel is necessary. Since some of the sections don't require a lot of information, they're 150 words and the others are 500 words, so we can just do that. But for now, for starters, let's do that. Somebody has a question. I think Werner has a question.
No, I had a question and then it was
Yeah.
answered. I was like, should we not just like put the references on the subtopics and then you
Okay.
just answered it by saying yes, so it's
Okay,
fine.
good, 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 good. Okay, I can do that. That I can send a document that only has these headings, and you can just convert that to Google Docs and start um, just listing all of the links of the studies, right? So use PubMed. Okay, you might not be able to pull out some of the full articles for some studies. So I'm not sure if there is this website called Sci-Hub. I'm not sure if it works in some of the regions, but it is kind of like a pirated website where you can get some of the articles if you don't have okay, if you don't have sorry, where was I? I got lost. Yeah. So if you don't have the full articles, you can go to that website, and you'll be able to uh, actually get some. If you don't, just send me the link. I will get you access to those papers. Okay. I do have institutional access, and I'll be able to help you guys with that, right? So that was the reason why I called a meeting. And I think it's best that you guys start selecting each of the section which you want to write right now. Okay. And so at least we have some direction right now as to where we want to go. Anyone else who wants to discuss anything right now? Yeah, go ahead.
Just wanted to reconfirm. So under each of the headings, we would just write the name of the article. We would write the type of the study, as you
No, no,
say,
no,
be it
just the link.
RCT or some,
Just the link is
just the
fine.
DOI.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Okay,
just
perfect.
the DOI. You could, but just add the link, the HTML link. That is fine. I think that'll be easier for everybody to use. Um, because we're not making a sheet out of it, or we don't have to present it in an illustrated version. We're just doing it for the ease of everybody on the group, so they could just navigate around that, right?
Absolutely.
Werner, you
Also,
have a question?
how
Sorry, I'm sorry. Go ahead, go ahead.
no, how do we make sure that we are not repeating the same articles which someone else is doing in the other section?
Yeah, well, that is a good question. Okay, then go ahead and add the title as well with the link. Just the title and
Yeah,
the link, right? Let's do that. Okay, so yeah, that's a really good thing. At least that's where nobody will be repeating. That's great. Okay, let's just do that. So the title of the study and the link will be great. Everybody got it. Werner, you have a question?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a question per se, it's just a disclosure that this is the second research that I'm actually involved in, so I may not be as efficient with like collecting links or so. So
Mhm.
I will ask help and from our colleague Abhishek. Abhishek seems like he's quite experienced in this. So I will ask, like a lot more questions still,
That's okay. That's okay.
if you don't
Even
mind,
even
if you don't mind,
you know,
because I
it's your
volunteered
second.
without knowing this. So
No, no, that's okay. That's okay. It's your second research. It's totally fine. You are
it's mine
still,
second too.
yeah, it's you guys, it's totally fine. It's totally fine. There are people who's this is, I think this is the first time, so it's totally fine. Everybody, we all can help out each other. You guys can reach out to me on the group. We can also have WhatsApp conference calls if a Teams meeting is not if you guys cannot join a Teams meeting, we can have a conference call as well. So, or discuss anything on the group. Anyone who can help any other mentee, that would be great. Any of the efforts that each of you are putting up, even if it's attendance or participation or helping out your peers, it will end up with it will be added as points towards the authorship. So it's important that everybody knows that, right? So thank you all for joining the meeting. I really appreciate it. And any other questions? Anyone? Anything you want to discuss? Okay. So we're good. Good. Great. So let's just start. I am sending this document with just the headings on the group, and you can use that, list all of the links with their title, right? You guys will have 3 days. Use PubMed. I will write it down, I think, in case nobody's taking notes. That's fine. I'll write it down in the group and send it. Okay. That's pretty much it. I think we should begin, and then we can go from there. Okay. All right. Good. Great. Okay. Let me just end the meeting, and we do have the recording in case anybody wants to come back to it, and that's pretty much it. Okay. Thank you everybody for joining, and good night, and have a rest of the great day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.